did get some the other day, of course, as well. Hi, everyone. Something I just wanted to talk to you about today, touch on. I'm kind of cleaning out my garden today. You saw I had been digging some potatoes up, and that was kind of the last of my potatoes. I've gotten more. And, I'm picking my final peppers. There's an older gentleman that lives down the road. He's 89 years old, and he still makes his own pickles, and he makes amazing pickles. But anyway, he had leftover peppers, and he says, come down, pick whatever you want. So we have another box full here. So what I don't use, I'll probably be stringing those up. But I just wanted to talk to you about canning meat. I'm not going to show you how to can it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. Better yet, refer to your canning book, like a Ball canning book, or the book that came with your pressure cooker. I always do use a pressure canner. A pressure canner when I do meat. I don't do a boiling water bath. My hamburger this time, I browned first. The last I did it in a raw pack. Turned out great, no problem. But I just decided this time to do it browned first. And I ended up with, 6-7 pints. These little ones here, one of the things I like about those, there's enough to make just some good sandwich spread. Add some mayonnaise, peppers, onions, garlic, whatever you like in your sandwich spread, and put in there. Also, if you get to the point where you're going to need to be rationing, a little bit of this in a gravy can go a long way to make a meal taste better. So I don't mind doing some half pints of burger sometimes, or if I'm cutting up some steak or a roast or something like that, to can also. Canning meat is a great way to do a tough cut of meat. It ends up great. I love the flavor of canned meat. But the thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of people right now may think that they can't stock up on meat because maybe they don't have freezer space. We have freezers. We raised our own beef. But the other day I went out there and I noticed that the light wasn't on it. And luckily got to a breaker had flipped and we didn't know it. That's really the only thing that's on there. So that was kind of odd that it did it. It hasn't done it since. But luckily I did catch it. It had probably been off for about 2 days, but 2 or 3. And luckily, if you don't open a freezer, you're good for a couple of days, 2-3 days or whatever, if you don't open it and it's not too hot where your freezer's at. So nothing was wasted. But a lot of people, maybe you live in an apartment and you don't even have room for a freezer, so you don't feel like you can stock up on meat. And right now, if you find good buys on meat, you should try to get it in case there is a meat shortage. So canning meat is a great way to do it. And as long as you've got room, even if it's in a closet, under a bed, you can put them right in the box that the jars come in and just slide it under. If you have canned before and you know about canning, but you've never done meat, don't be afraid to do it. It's not hard. Just be sure to follow all the instructions. Like I said, I've been canning since I was 17. I have never gotten sick from canned food. So is it possible if somebody did it wrong? Sure, it could be. So take all the precautions you're supposed to. Always do it in very sanitary conditions. Do your research on it, but it's not rocket science. You can do it. If you've never canned before, learn how. I think it's actually a lot of fun to do. Can it be a lot of work? Yep. It can be. I actually find meat one of the easier things to do, and so like snapping beans and shucking corn and all that stuff does take a lot of work, a lot of time. But it's rewarding type of work too. But anyway, just wanted to touch base on that. If you don't have a freezer or you don't feel you have space, go ahead and can your meat. You also don't have to worry then if the grid was to go down for whatever the reason. It could just be natural disaster, whatever the reason. They're doing these rolling blackouts, and different things. canned meat, you don't have to worry about your freezer. So consider doing that. In the meantime, I'm going to be stringing up peppers and letting these dry so I can use them in chilies and recipes all through the winter and even into my next pepper season. I have so many strung peppers actually. Clean out your garden if you've got it. It's getting that time of year, trying to, save what you have. And just preparing, preparing for winter time. These actually are some peas here that got old, some that were left on there. I'm going to be saving the seeds in them for more peas. I've been doing that. I always leave a few on that I just let get old, and I can plant those later and get more peas from them. So in fact, I am going to plant a little bit of fall crop, those cool weather plants. I'm going to plant some of those as well. Anyway, just wanted to touch base with you. We had gotten back from the Montana trip, and so a lot of my videos have been on the trip. There's going to be 6 total, plus I'll probably do a Yellowstone River agate hunting that we did there. It was short. We were running out of time, but it was a lot of fun. Found some pretty agates there. I think it would have been better if they hadn't had the flood, because there was a lot of mud on the rocks where we were, so it was hard to see. But when we go back next time, I'll definitely, hopefully, get some of those nice big agates that I see people getting from the Yellowstone. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. And until next time, we'll be keeping life simple.